Yes, sir. Let's,
My name is Mughal. I am a journalist in Japan, originally from Pakistan, living more than 40 years. My question is that the most of the religious purpose is to teach high moral education and ethics and elevate to create the dignified personality. But somehow that lackness of moral and ethics education in the religion, the peoples are going to be destroy the world and making wars. I want to know how you can implement the high moral education and ethics to the all religion. If they get high level of religion, I think all people will be get problem solved. That's my question, please.
Boy, I don't have a magic wand. I don't know the answer, but I do think I think two things. One, I think people need to make sure they demand this. Not just those of us who are here, but broadly speaking, they need to demand that their governments elevate, that they raise themselves up. It's not easy to do, and there will be many places it will be impossible or nearly impossible. It doesn't mean the struggles are not worthy. My second thought is those of us who are blessed to be in nations that are more free, with more religious freedom, have a responsibility to try and identify places where there are gaps. I'll give you an example from my time as Secretary of State. It became very clear that the Russian government was using the Orthodox Church in a way that was fundamentally inconsistent with anything I knew about the Orthodox Church or Christianity. They had politicized it. They had taken the leadership in Moscow and they were using it as a political tool to implement their objectives in Ukraine. The Orthodox Church was divided on what to do. The Ukrainian leadership of the Orthodox Church wanted to be out from under the jackboot of Patriarch Kirill in Moscow. And the State Department, United States State Department, had every reason just to do nothing and say, not our problem. This is religious choice inside the Orthodox Church. And we chose not to do that. We chose to actually, when His All Holiness Bartholomew granted autocephaly to the Ukrainian Church to allow it to out from under Moscow, we put out a statement and said, no, this is the right thing. So there are also things governments can do to reward those who are depoliticizing churches. I don't want the church in. I'm a Presbyterian from Wichita, Kansas. I don't want the governor of Kansas or the mayor of Wichita to have a darn thing to do with how we profess our faith at our church on 13th Street, right? And so when we see governments doing that, those of us who are in places where we can have an impact can help increase the likelihood that there's greater tolerance and greater religious freedom. I don't know how we elevate it. In each of our faiths, we just have to pray that it gets better and that the higher calling will appeal to more ears.
let's go to the back here, and then we'll come back up to the front.